5304 main event Leon Edwards, Belal Muhammad. Look, man, these guys fought back in, I think, July 2021. Fight was not going Belal's way. Largely getting dominated on the feet, got knocked down.
That fight almost blinded Belal Muhammad, too.
Correct.
For people who don't know.
In the second round, though, early in the second round, Leon Edwards giving him the old John Jones. Although, to be fair, this one didn't look intentional, and I don't know why you would eye poke him when he was already dominating the fight. But you get what I'm saying here. Give me the old John Jones. Nearly blinded Belal. No contest. 3 years later, they went from an empty UC Apex to main event of a card in Manchester for UC welterweight gold. Belal Muhammad, long in the making. I believe both these guys are riding like insane win streaks. If you look up,
I think Belal either set a record or is on the verge of setting a record.
Yeah, Belal currently riding a 9-fight unbeaten streak, I believe. You have Leon, who is currently riding a 13-fight unbeaten streak. A combined 22. These guys have not lost their combined last 22 fights. If their names were different from Leon Edwards and Belal Muhammad, a lot of people would be hyping this fight up. I'm honestly excited for it. I'm excited to see how it's gonna go. Who do you got, man?
I got Leon Edwards, man. I feel like he's still leveled up. He's improved his wrestling even more. I know Belal Muhammad has also, gotten better working with the Habib guys.
Yeah.
The Dagestanis, they've also made him better, improved aspects of his training. The guy's got a really good mindset right now. I gotta say, man, like Belal Muhammad as a person, great guy. Like,
no, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I don't get why people, and even as a fighter, like I feel like,
and he's one of the first guys that I remember, like on an undercard. Like I bring it up every time.
Yeah, Luke.
Alan Jouban.
Oh, not.
I remember. Yeah, even farther back than that.
Yeah, my bad.
Alan Jouban debuted.
UFC 205. Is that the one?
I can't even remember. But he debuted against Alan Jouban, lost that one, fell short, but he's stuck in my head for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then look at where we're at now. The record he has, where it's taken a long time, but he's finally got the opportunity. Is he willing to see? The thing is, though, Josh, no matter what happens, I want Belal Muhammad the whole time, though, to have that mindset of, like, not giving up. Because there is no fucking way that he won that many fights in a row, got fucked out of opportunities, and then he goes in there and doesn't give it his fucking all. Mm-hmm. If I don't see Belal Muhammad going hard every single round, he could be down 4-0 on the cards, have nothing left in the tank. Like, I want to see Belal Muhammad in this fight no matter what. I think what a victory will be to me, even if he does lose, is him going out on his fucking shield.
Dude, I think it's a great way to put that. Belal Muhammad never got the opportunities, man. Even you go back a year. Why is this fight happening?
Our era's John Finch. We gotta say it.
Kind of.
Who else would you say was that?
Because John Fitch never got a standing TKO win. He never knocked. I mean, he knocked out Sean Brady.
You're not wrong, but regardless,
but I didn't know,
had the win.
I know.
He had the wins.
I don't know what, but if you're talking about it from that aspect, I would say yeah, like definitely.
That's what I'm saying. He's the equivalent of that in our era.
Yeah. Thing is, man, Belal, man, I really think he's improved a whole lot. I like the guy personally. He's gotten fucked out of opportunities, and I've said this on the show. I'm very biased towards guys who have to go the extra mile. I feel like in my life, I've had to work my ass off just to get with what I need and to get what I have to survive. I appreciate guys who do that in the UFC. Guys who aren't just handed opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. I root for guys like Belal Muhammad because they work their ass off. They don't complain and they do what they have to do. Why is this fight happening now? Because he had a title eliminator with Gilbert Burns. He beat him, and the UFC went, you know what? I wasn't that impressed. We're gonna give Colby the title shot instead, and that's why this fight we had. Point being though, man, would I like to see Belal Muhammad win? Yeah, just not at the expense of Leon Edwards. I think Leon's gonna go out there and put on a great performance. It's tough, man. You saw that first fight, Leon. It's rare when Leon has no respect for the power coming back against him. He had no respect for Belal. He walked him down for the whole time, dropped him, dominated him on the feet. It's only one round from 3 years ago, but I think Leon's gotten even better in that time. And I think Belal has too, but I don't think he's going to be able to make up that. He's also
the younger guy.
Yeah, I also don't think he's going to make up that ground.
Leon's 33, and I believe Belal's 35.
Correct.
36 now.
36. Turned 36 earlier this month.
Leon 32.
Yeah. There's an age gap. Leon's a taller guy, longer reach, better
fight
striker.
at range. Yeah,
I mean, and
can grapple.
He's coming off back to back.
Took Kamaru down. Took Kamaru's back.
People forget that shit. And when they were dry too, it was round one. No excuse. Yeah, man. And the reality is, people forget this motherfucker's had 3 straight back-to-back camps of training for a wrestler. He had trained for Colby Covington. He had to train for Kamaru twice. He didn't beat him all 3 times. So Belal Muhammad, I get his strategy.
He's gonna have to show some serious level up. That's what I'm telling you.
And I think he could do
that's
it.
why I want to
Yeah.
see him go out on that fucking shield, dude.
And I could
No
be-
matter
yeah.
what, I want 110%. I want him to give it him all. If I do not see that extra bit, and I haven't seen a lot of guys have that in recent time, that fucking extra factor, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking stamp it out, you know?
And like, look, I would love to see Belal put on a great performance and have a, if he goes out on a shield, that's all I want. That's what I want.
That's what I'm saying. 100 maximum effort.
Because this guy, man, he worked his ass off. Chicago's finest. I'm happy for him. He's finally getting this
From
opportunity.
Chirac, baby. Chirac.
Is his family from Iraq? I thought his family
No,
was from
he's
Palestine.
not from. No,
He's
no.
Palestinian.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Which
They call it Chicago Chirac. That's what I mean.
oh,
Let me clarify. Let me clarify for the people who are not
okay,
educated.
Okay, I was like, are you? I was
You didn't
like,
know what? You didn't know that's what when rappers said Chirac, that's what they meant.
No, never really thought about it. I mean, I guess the joke.
You got
is-
really scared there for
I
a
was
second.
no,
didn't you?
I was like, fuck, dude, is he not Palestinian? I thought he was Palestinian. I thought you were just making a joke about fucking him.
No.
Okay, well,
I'm not making a joke about him being brown. No, I just had to. I just need to say it. Like, I'm sorry.
all right, fair enough. We're safe. All right. Look, man, co-main event is a
Hey,
fight.
yo, but shout out Chirac though.
Shout out Chirac. Shout out Chicago. Chi-Town.
Chi-Town.
Shout out Chi-Town, man. Oh.
Kanye.
All right, so we got Tom.
Dude, he has to walk out to some Chicago rapper, right? It's kind of an L if he doesn't.
I don't think he's ever. I don't even.
I'm sure.
know.
I'm sure he's gonna come out.
Could you imagine if he wins this fight and then like he fights because they go to Chicago all the time? He fights in Chicago, comes out to what's that song? Coming Home by Kanye. Dude, would that not be the hardest shit?
I can't lie. Yeah.
Do you think about me now and then? You know what I'm saying?
Fucking guy.
Because I'm coming home again. All right. So, anyways, we got the co-main event. Tom Aspinall defending the interim gold because John Jones is. That's not good to that. Tom Aspinall defending the interim gold. He won last November over Sergey Pavlovich, facing Curtis Blades, the only man in the UFC to hand him a loss. Granted, caveat: the size of fucking Maine. He tore his shit 13 seconds into their fight. His
Homie said
ACL
caveat the size of fucking Maine.
It's true. There's an asterisk, major asterisk on that. But technically, Curtis Blades did beat him. Technically. So, look, man, we know Curtis Blades coming off a win over Jailton Almeida, UFC 299 in March. Very interesting fight, man. Very interesting fight. Tom Aspinall, nearly a 4-1 favorite. That's insane to me. Curtis Blades,
Curtis, the dark horse of the heavyweight division. I'd say the biggest dark horse of the heavyweight
for a
division.
long time, too. And
Still now, one of the hardest matchups.
I agree. And the thing is, man, we've never seen Tom tested in the way of his wrestling as somebody coming forward. Now we've seen him use the wrestling at Volkov, Arlovsky, stuff
Some
like that.
jiu-jitsu, yeah.
But we've never seen somebody coming forward, D1 All-American, trying to take him down. How do you expect Tom Aspinall will handle that? And who do you got in this one?
I expect victory in Manchester.
Victory in Manchester for the Manchester boy.
I think he keeps it on the feet. I don't think he'll get taken down. I think he'll show great takedown defense. And I think he's going to get it done. I think he's going to knock out Curtis Blades on the feet.
Yeah, I'm completely in agreement with you. If you look at Tom Aspinall, people have tried to take him down, and we've really had success. In fact, if you look at it, least bottom position time in UFC history for his fights, 1 second. He's been on his back.
Let's say it, for ever since Tom has kind of come in and built up success, he's kind of looked like him.
Yeah.
And to be honest, let's fucking say it, Josh. And I think that night at UFC 295, his kind of victory did and didn't get overshadowed.
Yeah.
Can we be honest about that?
Yeah.
I think it did in a way. Just because that was the Yuri and Poton fight, right?
Correct.
They had a lot of aura that night, you know? People are like,
Yeah.
yeah, aura, bullshit, whatever. No, they did. They had a lot.
They
There was
did.
a lot of hype that night. The energy between those guys was insane. But I feel like for some reason, looking back at it now in hindsight, I feel like to an extent the Pavlovich win. To be honest, that fucking victory over Pavlovich was really him fucking moment.
It really was.
Short
Especially-
notice,
yeah.
showed up, fighting a monster. We picked against Aspinall on
We
this
did,
fucking show.
we did. Because we thought he would not be able to take the power. You know what he did? Dude, Pavlovich landed a bomb 30 seconds in. Tom did not give a fuck. Just kept on walking
His
through.
hands were
knocked
just
him
too
down.
quick.
His hands were too quick. The boxing's there. The grappling's there.
He's got the full package.
Stoppage wins in all of his UFC fights.
Multiple performances tonight for a heavyweight.
I gotta go Tom Aspinall. He is him. He is him. I could be wrong here, and I think Curtis Blades could. I think he's gonna give it a good effort. I think the first 2 rounds probably maybe even the first round he'll take him down. Maybe he'll have some success. Curtis Early generally wins his fights, man. Curtis Early is a monster to deal with. He's just such a big guy, great grappling. His striking is improved.
He's got to be a closer. He has to close it.
Exactly. He could not close it out.
Yeah, he has to close his fights.
There's multiple fights where he just can't close it out, or he leaves himself too wide open. Derek Lewis dropped him. Volkov came back and nearly beat him after being down like 30-26 for the first 3 rounds in their main event. We'll see what he can do for 5 rounds, but I think Tom Aspinall's going to get the win.
That's a big thing. Win early, close out the fight.
I agree. This fight, man, I'm very, very intrigued in this one, man. Very intrigued. King.
Oh, Patty the
Batty. Taking on King Green. No, folks.
Shout out LA.
I did not leave it out. His name is King Green, ladies and gentlemen.
Formerly known as Bobby Green, for those who don't know.
Correct. Now King Green. Taking on Patty the Batty. King Green, we know the story here. Last defeated, shout out our boy Jim Miller, UFC 300. Man, there were so many opportunities for him to win that fight. Just couldn't come through. In the end, King Green defeated Jim Miller by unanimous decision. Kept his ranking at lightweight. Taking on Patty the Batty, who undefeated since joining the UFC. I believe he's won 5 in a row. Last defeated Tony Ferguson in December, UFC 296. Just beat the corpse of him. Yeah, 5 wins. And he's had a couple. He had a controversial win with Jared Gordon in there. But look, man, looking to get the momentum back. 29 years old. I've always viewed 29
coming back from an injury. We also need to say that. I feel like that hasn't been talked about enough either.
Yeah, he got very hurt after the Jared Gordon fight. I believe
he does have plot armor. He's gonna be rocking the orange Sakuraba themed shorts. I mean, that's already like a 50% boost,
hey, man,
which is terrifying. So I'll cancel out the injury. But
he's thinking about what would Sakuraba do. And that's exactly what he's, yeah. Look, man, I'm very intrigued by this one. I really, this is a fight where it's like a 50-50. If you look at the betting odds, literally 50-50. It's like even. I have no idea. I've been torn about it all week. Who do you got, man?
I'm taking the hype trend, so I'm taking Patty. My keys to victory for Patty are use your striking to set up your takedowns and work the ground. Yeah. Do not get into a striking match with Bobby Green, formerly known as Bobby Green, now King Green. Because he's just so unorthodox. He's not gonna find a lot of guys who can prepare him for Bobby's style. And on top of that, just don't fight Bobby.
Yeah.
Don't engage Bobby at all. You know?
Yeah.
Don't try to box Bobby. It's not gonna work out. Take this fight to the ground. Submit this motherfucker. You know?
Yeah.
You're not gonna. I think Patty's biggest mistake would be to think he could take on Bobby Green on the feet.
I agree with you, and I think if he does. You know what's funny is I really don't think he's going to. I don't even think that's even a thought in his mind. During fight week, he's been like the exact opposite. He's been like, you know what, Bobby, you think you're a really tough striker. Why don't you go ahead and meet me down on the ground, huh? Like just like if you're a real fighter, just that's more.
Also, I'm curious to see how Patty is because it's been so long. Like how is he gonna look?
7 months. He's one fight in the last I think 19 months, which is crazy.
Yeah,
you're talking about a hype train that's been cooled off, you know.
And look, and even in that Tony fight, like a lot of people gave that fight a lot of hate. He showed some improvements on the feet. He landed some pretty sick combinations.
Yeah, and some guys have gotten dropped by Tony. Even the corpse of Tony, Michael Chandler did. But funny enough, King Green got dropped by the corpse of Tony. You know, and he took him down. It was an all-around good win for Patty to end the layoff and all that shit. I didn't have any issue with that.
He has to be a wet blanket in this fight, in my opinion.
Correct. I'm gonna take Patty Pimblett too. I really think he needs to stick to him like glue.
I think it could be either decision, heavy grappling, potentially boring, but some exciting moments on the Bobby Green end, like getting through, landing some shots on Patty, kind of stumbling him a little bit.
I mean, Patty has an insane shot.
I think the most W moment for Patty could be a early ass submission, first round, get Bobby down, submit that motherfucker.
Exactly. By the way, I
think the hype train's back like that, at least in Manchester. I don't know for the global public.
In case you guys are curious, King Green has not been submitted. Now, granted, he's had guys take him down and stuff like that, but he's not been submitted since 2009 in a pro fight. Makachev took him down, finished him from top with strikes. He did not.
What a monster!
I know he did not submit him. Still beat him by taking the fight to the ground. I think Patty Pimblett, man, just stay on this guy like glue, bro. If you try to strike with him, it's gonna be bad news. Now, granted, I think he could probably take the strikes, and we've seen King Green. His chin is starting to go. I feel like we started to see that.
That is another thing.
He's been finished multiple times in his last few fights. Jim Miller rocked him twice. Even like when Jim Miller was fucking hurt bad, there were a couple times where he would land like a clean shot and King, he's like, all right, shit, I gotta back up. Patty could maybe find something on the feet. I don't think he would though. So stick on.
I think that'd be the most surprising result. Patty Pimblett knockout.
I agree with you. Stick on this guy like glue. and maybe even make it a boring fight because you gotta do what you gotta do here, man. You're fighting in Manchester. You need to win bad.
It's a ranked guy. You'll be number 15 after this.
Exactly.
Every opponent from here on out will be the hardest and toughest fight of your career.
Exactly. And he's, dude, I always said this, 28, 29, those are the make or break years. If you're going into your prime, what you do at age 28, 29, if you're not already there, will determine your career. He turns 30 in 5 months. So, Patty,
Time is now.
Time is now, buddy. Let's go.